Hi, and welcome to the Margaret E. Heggan Free Public Library. I'm Miss Jennifer. Today for Book Buzz, we're going to be looking at short stories. Love variety or not sure what to read next? Do you have so much going on that you have very little time to read? Why? Now try some new short story anthologies from a variety of diverse authors sharing a bit of themselves and their worlds. First up is Once Upon a Eid, Stories of Hope and Joy by 15 Muslim Voices, edited by S.K. Ali and Aisha Saeed. We're going to look at Eid Pictures by Jamal Tompkins Billow. The Eid pictures on Umami's phone, they glow, delight and excite me. Light up her screen like fireworks, flashy, sparkling, enchanting. Pictures as I scroll along on Muslim celebrations, taking and making joy. A joy dazzling and dancing, loud and bold. Oh, that sounds wonderful. And that's just the beginning of that story. Now we have This Is Our Rainbow. 16 stories of her, him, them, and us. Edited by Katherine, Locke, and Nicole Melleby. We're going to read a little bit from I Know the Way by Justina Ireland. The cornbread had burned. Addie knew as soon as Cora pulled the loaf from the wood stove. The acid scent of charred bread filled the summer kitchen and made Addie's whole body clench with dread. "You burned it," she whispered quietly so Sylvie, the kitchen's overseer, wouldn't hear. Sylvie had a quick temper and an even quicker hand, and a pan of burnt cornbread would earn both. Cora's bottom lip trembled, still swollen from the last time Sylvie had backhanded her. Addie had worked the kitchens for most of her 12 summers, but Cora was new, bought only a fortnight ago, and her mistakes seemed to pile up more and more quickly each day. Addie liked Cora well enough. The girl was good at making games out of boring work, but not enough to take the whip for her. "Oh, here, you take it out into the hog pen. I'll put a new batch," Addie said, her heart thumping painfully. "But you gotta run, you hear me? And make sure no one sees you." If Sylvie found out, it would be both their hides. Whew. Oh, that sounds scary. Whew. Next we have fantasy in Rick Riordan presents The Cursed Carnival and Other Calamities. New stories about mythic heroes. Edited by Rick Riordan. We're going to read the first part of Calamities by Carlos Hernandez. You know how it's impossible to walk up to a rainbow. Like you keep going toward it and it keeps moving away from you. Well, friends, I have been inside a rainbow, and I can tell you from experience that they smell like horse barf. Gabby and I noticed it the second we started climbing the stairs to hallway 3C in Calico Academy. "Why does it smell like horse hork?" I asked her. "It smells like hork to me," Gabby answered. "I haven't smelled enough hork in my life to be able to identify this species by aroma." "Huh? Ugh." It was getting stronger the closer we got hallway 3C. We both hid our nose under our trench coats. Yes, trench coats. Also hats. Gabby wore a fedora bigger than a flying saucer, and I had a big brimmed Italian number that I'd only ever seen on a rumpled detective from the black and white movies. Oh, and Pepe, because there is a brand of Cuban dude who loves a fancy hat, and he's one of them. I borrowed it in the American Stepmom's trench coat and Humphrey Bogart's speech patterns from the skit Gabby and I had just been performing in Mrs. Wake's intermediate theater workshop. The sketch was called The Malta Falcon. I was playing Gumshoe Don Salva and uses the letters in Salvadum, even the accent. Tracking down notorious thief Rhea Bagel, which uses all the letters in Gabby Real, and who had stolen the most valuable object in the whole world, the crossed out Maltese Malta Falcon. The object was an empty bottle of Malta, the sweet, thick malt beverage that so many Cubans love, and I never drank because it was a mess up my blood sugar levels. Faster than you could say hyperglycemia. With a brass falcon wine stopper jammed to the top. It was going to be a cheese-terrific visual pun climactic of our skit. Don Silva was just about to crack the case wide open and catch the lousy crook when Principal Torres' voice came over the intercom and asked to see Gabby and me right away in hallway 3C. Something in her voice told us to hurry. We had left so fast we didn't even change out of our costumes. By the time I got to the top of the stairs and stood in front of the double doors leading to 3C, we could barely breathe. Holy heaving pony puke, said Gabby. It stinks like halitosis pudding up here, I replied. From my trench coat, I pulled out 2 N95 masks and handed one to Gabby. And then, Humphrey Bogartishly, I added, "Here, dame, cover your mug with this before you take us to big sleep." "Thank you," Gabby said. She took off her fedora. Boom went her hairball and slipped her mask over her head. "Remind me never again to make fun of all the kasaka you tuck into your drawers every morning." She put one hand on each of the swinging double doors, looked at me. "Ready?" I poked the brim of my hat with my index finger. "Let her rip, doll face." Wow, I wonder what they're going to counter in there. What is making everything smell like horse barf? Ugh. Oh, next, and one of my favorites is Black Boy Joy. 17 Stories Celebrating Black Boyhood, edited by Kwame Mbalia. I'm going to read a wonderful short story by Jerry Craft called Embracing My Black Boy Joy. My dad says that some people don't want to see my joy. I wish that wasn't true. But when you look at books and movies and stuff, they make you think that kids like me are always angry or sad. Like we're the only ones who ever feel that way. But it's not just us. Everyone is sad or mad sometimes, right? These same eyes that get all teary when I'm sad also see the beautiful things around me. But there's no movie about that. Dad says we have to make our own movies to show the world that the same mouths that pout when we're angry also kiss our moms goodnight. People need to see that too. And one day, one of these mouths that only frown just might give a speech that will change the world. But there aren't many books about that either. So I guess we need to write our own books. The life I want for me is the life I want for all kids like me. I want our ears to hear so many good things that they all get all filled up. Wouldn't that be cool? And our hands to always be happy holding toys or petting dogs or building great things even when we're big. And I want to share our joy too. Arms that give the best hugs ever and legs that know they can do more than just soar above the rim. Legs that soar across the stage, or legs that will stand together to make sure that others have joy in their lives too. We will think of joyous things with our minds and feel them in our hearts. And most of all, I hope we can share our joy with everyone we love. And the people who don't want to see our joy will make us show it even more. My joy, our black boy joy. Jerry Craft. Wow, that's amazing. With so much out there and so little time, how do you pick what to read? Well, it might be simple as trying out a collection of diverse and inclusive stories at the Margaret E. Heggan Free Public Library. I'm Miss Jen, and that's another Book Buzz. I'll be seeing you at the library.